Today, what I will be doing that I'll introduce with a tool named as a Eclipse, and we will be using that tool throughout the training, and which is exactly for developing Java applications, real-time applications development. So just like I think you might have heard about that what I Photoshop, right? So you can edit the photo using those tools. So similarly for Java, there are many IDE, integrated development tool, and Eclipse is one of them. And we will be using, because this is a very famous IDE. There is one more IDE that is called the NetBeans. So it's up to you what you using, but for this course, I will be using only Eclipse. And if anybody need helps with setting up NetBeans, or if interested with using NetBeans, I can also help with that. So I'll just give you the link to download this software, this tool, and this is called Eclipse Luna. So just download Eclipse Luna. Just search for this for Java EE development, and you will go to this link. I'm just pasting the link in message box so everybody can get it. And make sure once you go to this link, depending on your operating system, I think most of you might be using Windows 64-bit. So just download that particular uh, version of that. So once you download it, you will be having you will download a zip file. Just extract it, and after the extraction, you will get something like here. Yeah, you will get something eclipse.zip or eclipse luna.zip. You just extract it. Once you extract it, you will get a folder like Eclipse. Inside that, you will be seeing eclipse.exe. So double click on this. Once you do double click on this, workspace launcher will be launched, and make something, put some name. So I'll just giving a training 2. uh, so give something like name. By default some name will come till here, or by default some workspace name will come. You can give some name, or it's your wish, whatever you want to name. This is the folder where your project will be stored. So whatever location you want to give, you can give it, and you click on OK. So it will open uh, the Eclipse software, in which we will be writing all the Java code. So from now on, yesterday I just told you through the command ID, like how to compile and run it through command. But we will not be using it for our development purpose, or further training purposes. I just explained you so that you can understand what exactly happening behind. Because if I would have started with Eclipse, I think you might not be understanding what exactly happening inside that, right? Because here simply you click on a button, it compiles it and run your application, and that's it, done. So that's why I thought of starting with that. Is it fine? You can keep responding to my conversation. Otherwise, I will be feeling like, okay, I'm just speaking. So in meantime, you can unmute yourself, and you can speak up. No, there is no problem. Otherwise, I'll just simply keep talking, so it doesn't feel that good. Okay. So I'll just introduce this tool to you, what exactly this tool does. This is for this tool is for developing a standalone application as well as Java web application. So there are two kinds of application you can develop. One is Java standalone, and one is web application. I think most of might be knowing what is the difference between standalone application and web application. Can anybody tell me what is the difference, and anybody knows what exactly the difference is? Standalone versus web application. Yeah, right. So okay, Satyajit said correctly. He's telling that a standalone application can work offline and it can, run on its own. The difference is, just I'll tell you, just think about one application. I mean, you might be using many applications such as, well, I'll just give you example of Word or something. Okay, just let me. So Word you are opening, right? Microsoft Word. So you just simply, double click on this and it gets open, right? It doesn't require any other software to launch it. Now, if any software which doesn't need any dependency on something else, right, those applications are called the standalone, and which, can work without internet as well. I think that is called, it works as a offline. So whatever applications you run inside your Windows, like, Notepad plus plus, or, KM player, or for listening to music you install some softwares, any softwares you install it in your Windows is standalone application. And web application is something you open with your browser. Whatever application you open with your browser is called the web application. Amazon.com you open, that is a web application. PayPal.com, that is a web application. Or Flipkart.com you open, that is a web application. So whatever application you open with the help of browser, those are called web application. Okay, so those applications require some dedicated server. I will be covering these when I'll start J2EE sessions. So that is the main difference. Now the thing is, there are two types of applications you can develop here, and once you see, you can see I'm just hovering here. Just focus on this. This bar, once you click it, it will show open perspective. Now perspective is something like what are the applications you are going to develop. We need to worry about only one thing, Java and Java EE. So just think about only these two. Do not worry about other perspective. So there are two perspective we will be working on. One is Java, that is for standalone application, and one is Java EE, that is for web application. Right now I will be choosing Java, simply Java. I'll click on OK. Maybe once you install it, by default Java EE will be selected. You click on this and you will get this Java and Java EE. By default this Java EE was selected, so make sure you select this Java and click on OK. Once you click on this, your Eclipse is ready to create a project for Java. Now what you can do is you can create a Java project here. Hello, somebody joined right now?
Yes.
Okay. So how we can create the project? The project is something like where you're gonna say the real-time application. It's not like there will be only one Java class, or 10 or 20. In real-time application there could be thousands and thousands of classes, and you need to keep in a you need to bind it to some sort of packaging, right? So we call it a project, and inside the project we can have a multiple classes. The first thing what you need to do is that you right click on this and go to new, and if you don't see this Java project here, directly go to other and search it here, Java, type like Java, and you will see Java project will come up, and you select that one, put next, and here it will ask you the project name. So we'll say first Java project. Okay, and I'll just put day 2. Now so this is my project name, first Java project hyphen day 2, and inside this project if I click on this, I'll see one src directory. Now inside this directory I will be writing all the Java classes. Okay, and this JRE one folder you are seeing, this is our Java which will be using for compile. So as you can see 1.8, as I told you, you need to install the Java version. So by default Eclipse will pick up that one and it will show you, okay, JRE system library has been picked up. Now inside this directory you can write your classes. So you just like that, you click on new and go to select this one class, and I'll just write it hello again, hello world, and you do finish. So this hello world, see, by default Eclipse does all these things. I that's why as a beginning I did not start with this one. So as you can see, right, you just simply click on new class, it will create public class hello world, and with that name one hello world.java has been created, as you can see here. And inside that you can write your method and write your code. Now the first thing about the Java is it starts with a special method which is called a function, which is called the main. Okay, so every Java standalone application starts with a main method. So this will be your entry point of your application, where your application starts. So every time we write an application, we are bound to write this method, and this method will be the entry point of our application. Okay, so that's why I've written this method. And now I will tell you what exactly this method, why it looks like this. Public void main, and so many codes I have written right now. Anybody knows about this? What is this public static void main? Anybody already know about this?
Yeah, I know.
Satyajit, Amika, anybody knows?
It is main method, but as you said, where the application starts, and
Right.
it uses the string array with the named args with the arguments.
Okay. Okay, good. Yeah,
Mm,
nice. So yeah, you're
yeah.
right. You are right. These args are argument. It is like while running the application, we need to provide some data. Suppose we want to provide that, we can do using that. That's why we put that string args, right? Good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Jeet, you are there. I think your voice. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, right. As she said, see, the thing is, whenever we write a method, I'll just tell you what is the signature of a method. Method is nothing but a function, what we call it, right? We provide some input and it gives me the output. The syntax for a method is something like, you write the return type first. So the first thing is the return type, what exactly it will return, and then you write the method name, that is the call the function name. In Java we call method for function, that's why I keep speaking method. So method is nothing but a function. So then we put a method name, and then we put a bracket, and then parenthesis open and parenthesis close. So this is the general syntax of a function in Java. We first write return type, what is the return type, and then we write the method name, function name, and then we write the bracket. Now inside this we can provide the arguments. Now arguments means we can provide the values, like just like input, right? You have a factory, just think about it is a factory, and you provide some input, you get some output. So you need to provide some input, and then you need to do processing, and then you finally you can using the return statement you can return that. So that will be your output statement. You can return the value, whoever will call this method. So in similar fashion, we are writing a main method, as you can see. Just forget about these two right now. So this is void. Void means it returns nothing. So this Java, this main method will return nothing. So I have written like a void, and the main is a function name, and this strings arguments. This is something like what exactly the argument the Java application will be taking in. So for that's why we have written this string string args. This is an array of strings, and we will be covering when I will be teaching about strings. Then I'll cover that what is the string array and all these things. Just think about right now that this is a input what we provide to Java application, and the public static is just for time being. Just think about that public is, we can call it from anywhere, and this is a main method is no, it's a kind of a special method. which Java calls it to start the application. That's why we have to put the name as main. You cannot put anything else, then it will not work. So your method name has to be the main in this case. And the public is just because Java calls it from outside, and that's why we call it public. And static is for you do not have to create the object of hello world to call this main method. Do not scratch your head if you does not understand these things right now, but you need to understand that these things, that okay, this is the method structure, and you are bound to write a main method for your Java application if you are developing an application standalone. So the main method has to be there in order to launch the application. So every time you write an application, you will see that there will be one method like this, and that will have inside a class name, which will be the entry point of this application. Fine. Now I'll just write simply hello world, and just we'll see that how we can run it in Eclipse tool. So I've written this system.out.println. This this line we use it for printing the value on the console. So whatever within the string we provide, right, this gets printed on our console. So for that we use system.out.println. Okay, so now we'll just click on this run, and you will see here is the console tab here which has opened, and you can see hello world using Eclipse tool. So it has printed out hello world using Eclipse tool. Okay, so 1 second. Sorry. Yeah, so so this is how you can uh, run this application. It's very easy and convenient also, rather than going Java, C, Java and all these things, right? So it's convenient to use like that. Now what I will be doing is I'll just write a small program how we can suppose I need to find out the sum of two numbers, and what are the syntax we need to use, and what are the keywords. Then I'll slowly explain with the help of that. Now the thing is, Java is a case sensitive programming language. You need to take care of the syntax what you are writing, and there is a difference between capital S system and small s system. If you write instead of this is small s, as you can see here, there will be a red cross will come, and which will say system cannot be resolved, that it does not understand what exactly system is. So Java is a case sensitive program language, so you need to take care of the syntax what you are writing. The keywords, I think you can go through the list of Java keywords on internet also, you can find out. It's not like you need to remember these things. So there are many keywords which Java uses. I think you can I'll send you the mails, like class, public, static, void. These all are called the keywords. Now the keywords has a specific meaning, and you cannot use it for general purpose. Now if you write void, right, so void will have a specific meaning in Java. If you write static, it will have a specific meaning in Java. So there are reserved keywords which you cannot use it for your the class name or other things. So if you want to write it here, suppose static, you will see that I cannot name a class name as static, because static is a reserved keyword by Java, because it has a specific meaning. I cannot write void as a class name. So you need to have a you need to go through the number of types of what I say reserved keywords which you are not supposed to use for class name, object name and all these things. Now the variables types in Java, the variables what you can write is a variable can be the combinations of a to z, capital A to capital Z. It can contain 0 to 9, and it can contain underscore. So all the permutations and combinations of this can be a variable name. I hope everybody knows what exactly the variables are, right? Variables is something whose value is not fixed, and we provide on the runtime, or we assign it by the equal things, right? So everybody knows about variables. What are the variables? Okay, I see only one person is responding. Okay, fine, fine. Yeah, okay. So the variables which whose value is not fixed, which depends on your runtime application, what provide during the runtime. Now, what I will be doing is that I'll just write one application, sample application right now, and I'll explain what exactly the variables, how it behaves, and all these things. Now, see, suppose I want to print, not print. I want to add two numbers, and what are the things we need to do in order to do that. The thing is, there are, as I told you, uh, what I say, the reserved keywords, those are static, void, and those have specific meanings. Similar to that, in order to write a programs, we need the data types. In mathematics, you might have learned algebra, and in algebra you have seen that, okay, x, y, z, right? X plus y plus z equals to how much if x, the value is 10, y is 20, and z is 30. What exactly do? You do that, okay, x, the value is 10, so replace this x with 10, y with 20, and z with 30, and you add it and you find out the result, right? So same thing Java also need to do, but the problem with that is a variable could be of many types. A variable can be characters. A variables could be integers like 10, 20, 30, value, some value. It could be a character like abcd. So it could be decimal 1.2, 1.5. Now the thing is, if I say, okay, get two values from user, like 10 and 20, and add it. So Java need to know that, okay, this 10 and 20, what is the type of that? So in mathematics terms, what do we call it? We call it integers, right? So integers are those numbers which we call it, uh, and we say like, okay, what are the numbers from 0 to infinite? Those are the integer numbers, and Java need to know that, okay, these are the integer types, and this variable can only store integer types. So in Java, there are different type of data types. Now data types are such that variables which are made for handling the different types of data. So just like that, I'll say, suppose I'll ask you to add two numbers, x and y, where x value is 20 and y value is 30. So x is 20 and y is 30. So now here, as you can see, this int, what this int is also a keyword, and it's a data type, what I am telling. So what exactly, if I write it, this line is called a statement in Java. This one line is a one statement. Again, second line, this is also another statement. So this int x equals to 20. So this x is a variable, and this x could be just like algebra themes, right? You say, okay, where x is 20. So that's what I am telling. Okay, x equal to 20. So this specifically line tells that, okay, copy this 20 to this variable x, and x, you can copy 20 just because the type of x is integer. So the left hand side, what is the I am writing, this denotes that what is the data type of x. So I am telling, okay, this is the data type of x is integer. So okay, it can hold integer. Now make sure that you do not write like abc. Now if you write abc, it will say, hey, the x is integer type, and abc is not an integer, right? So you cannot write int x equals to abc, because abc, the type of x is integer, and you can put only the numbers. like 100, 102 or something, right? So similar way, I have written int y equals to 30, and now I need to add these two numbers. So that these, adding numbers, we need an operator, and operators are called like plus, minus, multiplication, division, and all these things. So these things are, operators, what we use it for, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and all these things. So int z equal to x plus y, and I need to print the value, so I'll write value of z is z. And now as you can see here, the value of z is 40. Now as you can see here, the type of z is also an integer, because the sum of two integers, it will always be an integer. So I know that the sum of x and y will always be integer, so that's why I put it at okay, the type of z is also should be integer, and this is x plus y. This plus is called the binary operator, and binary operator means what? It will take two variables, so x and y are the two variables, and the plus is a binary operator which gets applied, and it gets the added of, the value of x and y, and put into the z. So this x and y gets copied to the z value. So make sure that you do not write something like this. This is illegal in this will not work. Now if you write like this, the statement is wrong, because as per the Java convention, this equal, right, the use of this equal operator is to copy the right hand side data to the left hand side data. This equal, do not confuse with the mathematics equal. Okay, this equal is nothing to compare. This is not the comparison operator. This is for copying the right hand side data to the left hand side data, and this operator is called the assignment operator in Java. I think it's similar in C++ as well, or if you know about C++. So this is called the assignment operator, and it copies these data to this side z. Okay, anybody, any question, any confusion? If anybody knows, you can tell. I already know. We can, if everybody knows, I can skip the topic. I don't want to, these are the very preliminary things of the programming. So if everybody knows about all these things, I can skip it. If anybody has question, just let me know. I am waiting. So far this is clear. Okay, fine, good. So so there are different types of data for integers also. So this, suppose I am putting x equals to 10. Suppose I have some huge number like this. As you can see, I'm getting an error. If I get this cross, right, it is saying that the literal is out of range. What does that mean? This means integer, if I type, say, okay, the type of integer is x of type of x is integer, this has a range. So in Java there are different data types for integers. So for integers, the data types are int. So I'll start with a smaller one. The first one is byte, then the short, then int, and then long. So in byte, you can put a number from 120 0 to 127, I think, yeah, 0 to 127. And in this one again 0 to some, I think, 32,000 or something, and again 0 to some lakhs or something. I don't remember the ranges, because it's not possible for me to remember. But what you need to know is that whenever you need, that your application is not required the numbers more than 127, better use byte instead of this int. So I can use byte if I need to deal with only the value which is less than 127. So byte will perfectly go fine. If I make it to 1000, it will start giving me error. Okay, the range of byte is 2127, you cannot assign 1000. So this is for a smaller range. Again just bigger than that you can use for short, and bigger than that you can use for int and the long. How you can find out the range of that is there is a rule for that, 0 to 2 to the power n minus 1, where n is the number of bytes. So you can just I'll send you the link where you can find out about these range. Just remember that byte, int, short and long, there are 4 data types for integers. Now similarly, the integer types for decimal values is there are float and double. So similarly, for precision, float, right? Float is for 1.3456. So it can hold only for 4 precision. If you make more than that, it will not work. So if I write, suppose something like this, float x equal to 1.123456789. As you can see here, it is what it is telling that precision is out of range. So it is telling that, okay, it should not be float, it should be double, because the range what you are giving is for double. So we need to give as a double. So double has a precision of 8. So after decimal you can put till 8 decimal numbers and double can take it up. But if you put float, this will create a problem. So when you need up to 1 or 2 decimal only, you can put as a float. Otherwise it's always better to use double because it has a big range. Okay, this is for the data type for double. Third thing comes the character, that is used by char, and the variable name, suppose I'm giving x, and then equal to all the characters. Suppose I want to store a, so I'll store like a. Now, so this a will be stored in x, and the type of x is character, and character means only one character you can store inside this, and that should be also a single quoted. Okay, this would be like a single quoted, this one. So this is the character. Then comes the string. Suppose you want more than more than one characters. In that case you can put some name or something. Yeah, you can put like this, int x equal to some name. So as you can see here, I can put more than one characters, and the rule for string is you need to put double quotes. So if you put double quotes, that means it can take more than one characters. And then the third one, the last one is boolean. Boolean is success. Sometimes we need to deal with only true or false, whether did it succeed, yes or no, did it fail, yes or no, right? So to deal with that, there is a boolean type. The keyword is boolean. This is the variable name. You can write it as x also. So boolean x equals to true, or you can write it as a false. So this boolean can be either true or it can be either false. There are only two values which a boolean type variable can take, and those are true or false. So these are the data types what are present in Java, and using these building blocks we will be developing the applications later on. Now the data types, result keywords, we can write any applications, but there are, I'll tell you about few operators as well. The operators are plus for addition, and the minus for as subtraction, this star for multiplication, this is for division, and one more is there, this percentage modulo, this is for reminder. So this remainder it gives. So this remainder, like if you divide 5 divided by 2, the value should be 1. These all are called the binary operators. Now binary operators means what? It will always require two values. Can you say add 5? What, that doesn't mean anything, right? If you say add 5, it doesn't mean at all anything. So you need to tell that, okay, add 5 with 2, so 5 plus 2. So that's how it goes. So these are called the binary operators. What is exactly? And there are unary operator as well, that I will cover in later sessions. It's just plus plus or minus minus. These things are called the unary operator, which doesn't require the second argument, just like this. this title is unary operator, and it doesn't require the second value. This converts the value to true to false, false to true. So it doesn't require more than one variable. We'll check that one. Now in Java, every statement ends with semicolon. I think these things you must be knowing. So what I will be doing is now is that I'll write one application. What should be the better application? Thinking, okay. Yeah, we'll calculate the sum and average of three subjects. I'm just writing one application, then I'll go for classes and objects, and then we'll start writing the functions and other programs and all these things we'll doing now. So we can write int x equals to 10. That will be the first physics marks or something like that. So you can write physics. You can write again chemistry, then you can write maths, and suppose getting marks as 205, getting 20, sorry, 20, 30, and 10. Now I need to find out the sum. So obviously we can do like int sum equal to physics plus chemistry plus maths, right? So as you can see here, it's a binary operator. So how does this work? So first it will do this addition, physics plus chemistry. Whatever the value will come, then it will add with the mathematics, and the final value it will put into the sum. So we can simply say, okay, the sum of all marks is sum. Okay, so this is how you can print the sum, and then I need to find out the average. So average equal to sum divided by 3, as we have 3 marks and 3 subjects, so we will print like this. So average equal to average, and now if you print it, it should print the sum of all the marks is 60 and the average is 20, which is perfectly fine, right? Now the problem will come when suppose I got a marks here also 20. Now 30 plus 20, that is 50 plus 20, it's a 70, right? 70 divided by 3 should be something in decimal, that is for sure. But as you can see here, it's 23, which is totally wrong. Anybody has any idea what I am doing wrong here? Why it is not coming 23 point something? Because my calculator says, if I see my calculator, 20 plus 30 plus 20 divided by 3, it should have given me 23.33333, but it is giving me 23. Any idea why it is? What exactly I am doing wrong here? I did not change anything, I just changed the number. That's good, right? Yeah. So data type is integer. What exactly is happening is it is ignoring the decimal part because I am taking it here as an integer, right? So one thing what I need to do is here, either I need to make either one of this as a a decimal, and here I need to change it as a double, right? So now it can be if I print it, it will print as a 23.333 and all this value, right? So either you can do this, or you need to make it as a here as a double instead of this. So you need to typecast this as a double. So as you can see, either this is called the typecasting. This typecasting means what? Whatever the value is coming, change it to double size and put into the double. So this is called the typecasting, changing the type of the data. So this sum is integer, and this value is also integer, but the result which is coming is a double type. So change to that double type and store in a double size. So this is what you should print it. I hope everybody gets it, right? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so good. I think you are aware of all these things. Fine. Now I'll quickly cover about the if else looping, all these things, so that we can proceed with class objects, other thing, object oriented programming and all. So the conditional operators are there in Java, which we call it as a suppose I'll give you a scenario to find out whether a number is odd or even, right? So what is the criteria? Suppose int x equal to 5. Now I need to check whether this number is odd or even, right? Now this we need to check this is. So what is generally do you do in mathematics? You check whether this is divisible by 2 or not. If it is divisible by 2, you say okay, it's an even number. If it is not, it's not. That. So hello, are you able to hear me? Because I'm seeing that connection lost. So just anybody can just give that okay, you're listening.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, fine. It was saying that connection is lost. Okay, so int x equals to 5, and I need to find out whether this is a what I say, it's even or odd. Now what exactly do we need to do is that we need to check whether, okay, if x mod 2 equals to 0, and then if not, else this part. Now what exactly I am doing here, the if statement and else statement. Now if this if is something like a Java function which takes some argument, and this argument is something like it will only take true or false, it will never take anything else. Now what exactly I am doing it here, x mod equals to 0. Instead of that, what I will do is here I'll first find out int uh, remainder equal to, for clarity I'll just doing this. So int remainder equals to 2, remainder x by 2. I hope everybody knows that what exactly it will give, right? So what exactly it will give? It will give me 1, right? 5 mod 2 is 1. Now to make it even, it should be 0, right? What condition I can check it? Okay, remainder equal to 0. That means if remainder is 0, then only you need to tell that okay, it's a prime or it's a sorry, it's a odd or even. So I'll call it even, and I'll call this odd. Now so here what I need to give is I need to tell okay, check whether remainder is equal to 0. Make sure you do not give only 1 equal to. 1 equal to means it's an assignment operator, and it will copy this data into this, and anyhow your Java will never allow you to write that. It will give you error if you are using Eclipse. It will say okay, this is an assignment operator, and the work of equal is to copy this 0 to the remainder, which is not we are planning to do here. What we are planning to do is we need to check whether this remainder is equal to 0, and for that we have an operator as equal to. What does it do? It checks, it compares the value of this 0 with the remainder's value. So remainder value is 1 right now, so 1 is equal to 0. This will come to as a false, right? So it will say okay, no, remainder equal to 0 is not 0. So that means it's a false, and it will go to the else statement, and in else statement we are simply saying print odd, because I know if it's not even, it must be odd, right? So we'll simply quickly print it, and we'll say okay, it's odd. If I make it 50, which is even number, it will say it's even, right? So this if and else goes hand to hand, and if else does not come true by default, then else will be come into the picture. Now suppose I have a situation where I get a percentage marks. No, percentage equals to, I'm not sure whether it will be 50, 60 or 70. A user can be provided with any values like 50, 60, 100 or anything, and I need to write a grading system whether if it is a greater than 100 greater than 90 and less than or equal to 100, give them a grade A, and greater than 80 and less than equal to 90, give greater than B and grade B, and similarly greater than 70 and less than equal to 80, give them a grade as a C. In this case we do not have only if else, it will not work, right? If this is true then go to else, then what about this case, right? In this case we need a chain of if else statement. Now see how we can achieve that one. So we'll write something like, if percentage is greater than 90 and percentage is less than equal to 100, if that is there, print grade A. Else if, we'll again write the condition here, percentage is greater than 80 and percentage is less than equal to 90. In that case we'll write, okay, grade is B, and similarly I can write it here, percentage greater than 70 and percentage less than equal to 80. In that case we'll write grade as C. Now if these three things are not there, I know that guy is failed, and I'll simply say grade E and you are failed, right? Because I know if this condition does not satisfy, definitely this will satisfy, and that's right. So 50 falls to which category? It falls to, I think, grade E category, and as you can see it will say grade E false, failed. And if you see 80, it will print as grade C. If you put 90, it should print grade B, and greater than 90, which is 98, grade A, right? So in chain you can write like this, okay? And I think for range checking and all this, now what is the what is this operator? This and operator is, do you know these AND gate, OR gate, NOR gate, JOR gate, XOR gate, and all these things? I think everybody must have known about this, right? True, false, false, true, 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 false, true, these OR gate, AND gate, and all these things. Hello? This OR gate, XOR gate, NOR gate, NOT gate, these things, you know that? Anybody is there? Hello?
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, so others are not responding. I think you need to respond. I think this will create problem because I do not understand what you guys are following, and what you guys are uh, understanding or not. So you need to speak up sometimes, because I'll keep asking questions, because I don't know whether you are paying attention or I don't know. So you need to speak up sometime. So I just wanted to know, so that I need to cover it or not. So I need to understand whether you guys understand this NOR gate or JOR gate or not. So I just I'm asking that. No, AND operator, OR operator, all these things, you know that, or gate, NOR gate, NOT gate.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is called AND operator. This means if this is true and this is also true, then only the entire statement will come true. I think if you have studied in electronics also digital electronics, right? There you might have learned about these types of things. There will be two like this one we create like this, and the output comes like this. And here it will be, if this is true, and this is, if this is AND gate, no, then this will be true. If this is one is true and another is false, this will come out as a false. So it's a similar to like this also. If this is true and this is true, and we are applying here AND operator, then only it will be true. Suppose one is true and another comes false, this entire statement will be false and this will not be executed. Okay, so similar to that, there is OR operator as well. We write like this, not like and one more is there, which is like not, we call it the exclamation sign. So these three operators are called the gates, not gate, OR gate, and all these things. Okay, so that's what we are using it here. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, I do not get response from other guys. I don't know whether you are listening or are following anything. So it would be good, I know, in keep sending.
Yes, I got it. Yes, I got it.
Okay, fine, fine, fine. I think I'm missing some messages, so it will be better if you speak. I mean, that will be more interactive, because I do not see sometimes messages. Okay, so that would be fine. Okay, so I hope you are now knowing that this I think to learn about this OR gate, NOR gate, it's better you make a column. If you might have studied in electronics or digital electronics, it's something like true, true, some x and y and z. So z will be your output, and you something like that, you like write like this, true, and this is also true, the value will be true, and true, then false, this will be false, then false or true, this will also be false, and false, false, this will be false. So this holds true for AND gate. So in AND there is a condition that if both the input are true, then only the output will be true. So your z is output here, and the only condition will make it true is only that both statement has to be true. And for OR gate, if that is the case, in OR gate, this will be also true, this will also be true. The false will be only happen if all the both the statements are false. In that case only it will be false, right? So in Java, we have this AND operator. This is called AND operator, and this is called the OR operator, this OR. So this means either this or this. Okay, and this is called, both has to satisfy, and then only this entire statement will get executed, and that will be true. So yeah, so this is exactly what we will be using for writing codes and all down the line. So if you not knowing before, make sure that you understand these things. If you have any problem, you can just now ask me, and later also if you come across these problems, you can just let me know. I can explain again. So next I'll proceed with one more thing, which is switch case. uh, Switch case does the same thing as this one, what exactly it does. And switch case works on only the constant values. It does not work on range. Just like I did something like, okay, if numbers is between 90 to 100, this will work. But switch case does not work on range, it works on the literal value. Suppose generally we use switch case for user input. Okay, press 1 for this, press 2, I think in mobile phone, to activate some plan or something. I don't know whether in different countries how they follow, but in India, we use the phone, and you press 1 to 1 star, right? You get a many option, press 1 for this, press 2 for this, press 3 for this, press 4 for this, right? So there you get the values like, okay, either 1, 2, 3, 4, and all these things. You know that they are not going to provide the range. They don't ask you for, okay, press 0 to 9 for this option, press 0 to 9, 0 to 5 to activate this plan, right? They ask you for the literal numbers, press 1, 2, 3, 4, or something like that everywhere, right? All the voice oriented systems or anything, right? So these to handle such situations, Java has something like a switch, and it works on a key value. So suppose this your key is something like int x equals to 5. So I'm keeping value x as a 5, and I'll provide this value x as here, and it will have a different cases. So switch is something like again a function which takes that value, and whatever the value, it will take the action on that. So we write like case and then colon, and we write okay, so what exactly this value is. So if the value is 1, print value is 1, and then you break the statement. You say okay, I am done. If this is a case 1, and similarly if it is case 2, then you say okay, print value as 2. Then again case 3 and case 4 and so on. I'll just jump to case 5. So if I run it, it will print 5, value is 5, and you know why? Because the x of value is I've given 5, and the switch is working on the value what I have provided x here 5. So obviously this will not satisfy, this will not satisfy, this will get satisfied. And if I give 1, it will print the value is 1. So this got a statement. Now if I give something else, so for that, I'll just simply add default. That means if you give other than 1 to 5, I'll say other than 1, 2 or 5. So that means user has given something other than 1 to 5. So I'll just give here 10. So what will happen? See, so you are seeing other than 1 to 5. That means this got a statement executed because I haven't handled that case, right? I'm handling only 1, 2 and 5, and I don't know about anything, and the user is giving 10, and my switch case does not understand what 10 is. It'll give you in the category of default. I'll say okay, other than 1 to 5. So here pressed this one. This is generally used for voice oriented applications where you need to take the input from user, and based on that you take the action, right? I hope switch case is clear. Also the difference when to use switch case, when to use if else, right?
Yes.
Now there are certain
Yes.
conditions for a switch case. Switch can take either integer, it can take string, it can take it cannot take boolean, it can take I think there are few things: integer, short, byte, long, string. There are 4 5 things are there. Okay, so these things only switch case can work. You cannot put expression or anything in that switch. It should be a literal values, just like in if statement, right? We were able to give and operator and checking the range and all these things. So those complex things you cannot do it here. So switch is used very minimally in our real-time project, because we hardly take we do not write much more of standard application where we take input from user, right? Other than that, we decide things. Okay, if database is there, then do this and that, all these things. So mostly we use if else. We hardly use switch case. Okay, right? So this is all about flow control, what we call it, the switch case and if else. This is called the flow control, how your application should flow. That's what we had covered till now. The last topic today what we will be covering is the looping. And the looping is something what we want to do, the repetitive jobs. We want to do the repetition of things, like okay, print 1 to 10, find the sum of 1 to 10, find the multiplication of something, find whether a number is prime number or not. All these things if we want to do, we need a looping, right? Now looping is something what doing the repetitive things. So for that, Java has, there are 3 types. One is called the while loop, second is called do while loop, and third is called for loop. uh, so this while loop, do while loop and for loop does the same thing. There is no difference working wise. Only the and one more is there, I'll cover it later. That is called the for each loop, but the syntax remains same as for and for loop. The little difference is there. uh, so they're mostly mainly there are four loop: while, do while, and for each loop. How to use and what to use? Suppose I need to print from 1 to 10. So there is a one way. What we can do is I can simply go print 1, right? And similarly I can keep on printing like this, right? Which is totally dumbest thing what I will be doing here, right? So this is how I can print 1 to 3, and similarly 1 to 1000 I can go on and printing like that. Now instead of this, what I can do, Java has provided a for loop, while loop, and do while loop. So what exactly does it do? It takes a condition that exactly where do you want to start and where do you want to end and how do you want to increment your number. So there are three things. So one is starting point, one is end point, and how to increment or decrement. So these three things they ask you, and you need to provide these three thing details, and then you can go ahead and print it. So for while loop, suppose I want to print 1 to 10, the first thing what I need to do is first I will say okay, int I equal to 1. So I'm telling okay, I will be starting from 1, and I'll say okay, while keep on going till I is equal to 10. So this is the where I am providing the condition. The first thing, which is called the initialization. So this is the initialization, and the second thing is what the conditional checking, that okay, whether the x has been less than 10 or not. And the third thing what I need to do is that I equals to I plus 1. So I'm keep on incrementing the value of 1, no, 1 by 1. So first time it was 1, and it will check okay, 1 is greater less than 10, right? So condition is true. Let's go inside this. It will say okay, now increment the value of I by 1. So now I has become 2. It will check okay, 2 is less than 10, fine. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. As soon as I will become 11, here the value will come as 11, and 11 is not less than or equal to 10. It will become false. I'll come out of this loop. So the loop range is between this parenthesis only. Okay, so this is how exactly the while loop work, and we can print the value of I. Let's simply print I. As you can see, 1 to 10 it has printed, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and like that it has printed. So this is how you can do the looping using while loop. Same thing you can do using the do while loop also, and the difference only is that you write do and then you write something like this, and the condition what you write is here. You write here I is less than equal to 10, and then you put a semicolon here, and same thing you do here. And you print it, it will do the same thing, 1 to 10, right? So this also does like the difference between do and do while and while is, suppose I initialize it with 100, then also first time it will execute 100. But in case of while it will not do, because in while there is a first condition checking and then the execution happens. But here, as you can see here, there is no condition checking happens. First it go inside do, it prints the value of I, and then it increments it, and then it checks it. By the time it checks it, it has already printed the first value. So the difference is do and do while and while is do statement is bound to use at least one time, even if your condition is not fulfilled. But while loop, it will only will executed if your condition is true for the first time also. Okay, right? And the last one I'll not cover for each today. I'll just cover the last one, which is the for loop. And here we write everything inside one this is the most used loop, I'll tell. That's it. This has a very clean syntax, that's why people use it more often. And it does the same thing. It does the first initialization, that okay, int I equal to 1, and then I is less than equals to 10, and then it prints this statement I, that is 1, and then it will go, it will increment it by 1. I plus plus means I equal to I plus 1. So I plus plus means increment it by 1. It's called the increment operator. So then it will 2, and then it will check it. Okay, I is less than 10. Yes, true. Print this. Again it will 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And when it becomes 11, it will come here, and 11 is less than equals to true. No, false. Come out of the loop, and it will come out of the loop. Okay, is it fine? So looping, if else, switch case, these are the basic preliminary things what I just why I covered it very quickly. So do not think like I will be covering other things also this fast. These are the very basic things, so I just wanted to go through very fast, so that I can proceed what exactly the important in the Java other things. So in next class I will be starting the access modifiers, objects, classes, how to write methods, how to call methods using the objects, and all these things. I just covered the basic things today, and from next class I will be starting that. So till now, any questions? Because I will be winding off the session for today. Any questions?
I have a question.
No question.
Yeah, tell me.
For the next classes, from the OOPS concept, you'll be covering only the OOPS concept, or you'll get into the advanced Java as well?
See, advanced Java, I will not start right now, because before advanced Java there are many things which I need to cover. That is the collections like hash map, array list, and vectors, then multi-threading. Threading is a very critical thing, because if you don't understand multi-threading, there is no point of working in advanced Java, I'm telling you, because in advanced Java everything is on multi-threading. So I need to cover those things as well, method overriding, that is also very important topics. So I don't know, I am told to start from core Java, that's why I've started. If you guys
Oh,
know already core Java, if you want me to start with advanced Java, I can start that as well. But I think if you guys are not familiar much with multi-threading collections, then I'll stick to it only. I just started from basic, because I don't know whether you guys understand, because nobody told me. I even sent a mail regarding your suggestions and opinions. What are the topics you already know? What are the things you need to want me to skip it? Because
yeah.
that's why I started like that only. So
Yeah, that's fine. The basics are good, but I just wanted to know what are the main things you'll be teaching in this class, so that I can join for the further classes,
throughout the
continue for the
courses,
further class.
yeah, throughout the courses, my main focus is to emphasize on collections. I think if you search on internet, right, in Java,
Yeah,
collection is a very important topic, and I am mostly specialized in multi-thread collections and web applications only. I never teach
oh,
these basic things. I just started because I'm told to. Otherwise, I generally starts with these collections, method polymorphisms. That is also a critical concept, and
yeah,
then some file operations, how to read write files and do all these manipulations, and multi-threading, and then JDBC connection, how your application should connect to MySQL database, how to fetch the database, delete operations, and all these things, right? So these things generally I cover. I mean, I start from there only exactly. But right now I am not
okay,
sure what exactly I should start from, so I started from basic, and that's why I'm finishing it very quickly, so that I can proceed to that position and we can start it from there, right?
Yeah. Fine. Sure.
That will be my idea for that. Anyway, you can if you have some topic in mind you want to cover it, you can keep pitching that idea to me and I can cover it. Okay, so that will be
Okay, fine. Because we just have a basic knowledge. I just have a basic knowledge.
yeah, sure,
Some.
yeah. So anybody see, I just explain these things, but later on when I'll start, right, I'll cover only those critical things, right, you might not have come across. I'll just
Yeah.
tell about those ideas where you can stuck, and those are important, how exactly it happens behind the line and all these things, right? I'll doing that, those things from next sessions. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Thank you, dear.
Fine. Yeah. So I'm just winding up for today. So tomorrow again 10:30 it will be, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Fine. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.